mentioned about the case of qualified human trafficking. Do you confirm this?
Yes, Your Honor.
I just want to manifest for the record, Your Honor, there is no violation of the principle of sub judice here because what we are trying to solicit from the resource speaker are facts and not comments to the judicial proceeding which could affect the impartiality in the administration of justice. To proceed, Mr. Chair, may we ask the resource speaker, have you come across the names Ryan Colio, Marlon Dulay, Raymart Rivero, and J. Empedrad?
Yes, Madam Chair. I have come across those names.
Mr. Chair, I will suspend the question for the PAOK and I wish to address the next question to Ms. Baterna. Ms. Baterna? May I ask, what is your connection to Lucky South 99? May we confirm, Mr. Chair, if we have Ms. Baterna here?
Ms. Baterna? Nandito siya kanina.
Considering, Mr. Chair, the information that was given by the COMSEC, that Ms. Baterna is still on the way, then I will be suspending my questions for her. Nonetheless, Mr. Chair, I wish to manifest that this representation has in her possession the sinumpaang salaysay of the names mentioned earlier, and I wish to go back to the PAOK, Director Casio. Can you please enlighten this representation, the committee? What are this affidavit all about?
Madam Chair, the names that you mentioned earlier on actually executed an affidavit stating to the fact that a witness who appeared in this committee who represented herself to be a mere secretary by the name of Ms. Rosalind Baterna is actually an administrative officer and a personal secretary of Ms.
Wish to go back to PAOK. Director Casio, can you please enlighten us what is the crime of qualified human trafficking?
Ma'am, I guess I am a non-lawyer myself, although I have a rudimentary understanding of trafficking in persons and what qualified trafficking in persons may entail. But then again, I guess the question is better addressed to the Department of Justice, who are represented here also, Madam Chair.
Can we hear from the Department of Justice, Mr. Chair? DOJ, can we be enlightened? What is the crime of qualified human trafficking?
For your last question, Congresswoman Luistro.
Wala pa ako sa kalahati.
Ms. Baterna is here.
Mr. Chair, do we have the DOJ here? How about the NBI? Do we have the National Bureau of Investigation here? Yusek Dulay, DOJ. Attorney Pagatpat, NBI.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, yung trafficking po, it may be considered qualified. Mr. Chair.
Let me remind Congresswoman Luistro that you have 30 seconds left.
Yes, Mr. Chair. We are asking the DOJ, Mr. Chair, to enlighten us on the crime of qualified human trafficking?
Mr. Chair, yung human trafficking po may be considered qualified if committed in large scale. That is, meron pong 3 or more victims. Also, kung meron pong minor victim, mako-consider din po siyang qualified human trafficking.
In other words, Mr. Chair, the resource speaker wished to manifest that the consent of the victim is not material when we speak about the crime of qualified human trafficking. I understand that Republic Act number 10364 is a special law. Mr. Chair, may I hear from the DOJ, does this make the law malum prohibitum as distinguished from malum inse?
Mr. Chair, considering po na special law siya, malum prohibitum po siya papasok.
In other words, Mr. Chair, the DOJ confirms that the crime of qualified human trafficking is a malum prohibitum, in which case malice or criminal intent need not be proved. On the assumption, Mr. Chair, that there are evidence establishing the connection of the concerned public officials to Lucky South 99 and evidence to establish knowledge on the commission of illegal activities. Question DOJ, are this enough to include them in the indictment for qualified human trafficking?
Mr. Chair, kung mapapasok po sila doon sa elements ng commission ng human trafficking, they may be considered as subjects po.
A yes or a no? What is it?
Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, the DOJ is here po at the back. They are here.
Okay, may I ask Congresswoman Luistro to just reserve your other questions for the second round?
Mr. Chair, I am reserving my chance to interpolate for the second round, but I really wish to solicit the answer. It's just a yes or a no.
DOJ, please reply.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, Prosecutor Samson for the Department of Justice. I wasn't able to hear your question, Your Honor, so may I hear the question again, please?
Mr. Chair, for the information of our resource speaker, it was mentioned earlier that the crime of qualified human trafficking is malum prohibitum. In such a case, malice or criminal intent need not be proved. And having said that, Mr. Speaker, the question is, if there's evidence to prove connection to Lucky South 99 and knowledge over the commission of crime, are this basis to include the public officials in the indictment for qualified human trafficking? It's just a yes or a no, Mr. Chair.
From our end, Your Honor, I concur with your statement. Indeed, 9208 as amended is malum prohibitum.
Okay, thank you, DOJ. Thank you, Congresswoman Luistro.